Andrews Community Network. Good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining me today.
Afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
So was it a really unexpected donation from Taylor Swift?
Yeah, it genuinely was completely unexpected. I'd been receiving a call from America for a number of days that I kept missing, and then took this call completely out of the blue just before lunchtime on Thursday, and it was her team and saying that the donation was going to be made.
Was anyone in the room with you so you could go like this? Oh my God, it's Taylor Swift.
So we'd when the call came through, I quickly realised what it was, and so did react slightly.
Conference call on speaker? No.
Well, it was tempting to have others listening too, but it was great to be able to share the news with the team after I'd got.
And was it just? I mean, obviously, you might want to keep the elements a bit private. I don't know, but as much or as little as you want to say, was it a case of them saying, "Look, Taylor's delighted to come to Liverpool. The city has really because the city really celebrated her arrival way before she'd arrived, didn't it?" But how did the conversation go?
So I think the wonderful. So obviously the generosity and the donation was brilliant. But the beautiful thing about the call was Taylor's personal message to the team and to the volunteers. Message of thanks for what they are doing across the city to appease the challenge of food poverty and food insecurity. And it's obviously an issue that's close to our heart because the charities that she selected to donate to across her tour have been typically those that work in that area, either Foodbanks or organisations that have Foodbanks attached to them. So it was particularly special that they were really keen to lead off with, this is the message that Taylor wanted.
This is what she wants to say to you. Yeah. And tell me what the money means to you.
Yeah, so we have had to keep the amount confidential, but the money, as Cardiff shared, the money comes at a time when organisations like ours are particularly challenged with organisational austerity. The need has increased in recent years. So last year we had 14,000 visits to our food banks and 22,000 visits to our community food pantries. So 36,000 engagements with those who are.
And that's just one charity.
And that's just one charity, just working in the north of Liverpool as well. We're one of many in Liverpool, and that's an increase. Significant increase on the year before and the year before that. So need is going up. The capacity required to answer that need is stretched because actually the resources to answer that need have not just plateaued, stayed still. They're actually going down. And so the question about philanthropy is a really interesting one because people absolutely do wonderfully support our work through donations of food and financially, but individuals are finding that they're feeling the pinch, particularly as a result of cost of living crisis and other things over recent years.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had a problem with philanthropy. I know some people think it's inherently a bad thing. Other people think it's 100% a good thing. But there's a balance between that and a properly run society, isn't there? And I know in Liverpool when I was growing up, I used 2 Carnegie Institute places. One was a swimming bath and one was a library. And over time, when long after I'd left Liverpool and, was no longer a child and left Liverpool, both buildings kind of went a bit, to rack and ruin because of council cuts, because of lack of money and all the rest of it. But the great thing about the Carnegie Institute, and I don't know whether Taylor Swift has this as well, is that anything that they found has to remain for charitable or societal purposes. It can't suddenly become, a money-making casino or a shop or whatever it is. It has to be for the good of the community. So that remains. And at least one of them, the library, has certainly been revived into something that you could definitely say is adding to the community, which is fantastic. Food is a slightly different thing, isn't it? Because it's not a building. It's a permanent human need. What is the pressure on the people who come to your charity? Are they mostly working people for whom the bills have just become too much? or is there a typical profile? Or
yeah, so the profile has changed in recent years and does now include more working people.
In Cardiff, after she made a generous donation. Earlier this month, the pop star performed in Cardiff for one night only, but it is safe to say that she has made an impression on the city in more ways than one. After thrilling her massive sold-out crowd in several cities across the world, the pop star has now offered a donation to a Cardiff food bank. The organization announced the news that they received a generous donation but has not revealed the sum. The charity supports people across the city by offering emergency food to people in crisis. Speaking about the donation, Rachel Biggs, the CEO of Cardiff Foodbanks, said, and I'm quoting, "We are thrilled that Taylor Swift has decided to support Cardiff Food Bank to leave a lasting and positive impact on Cardiff. To continue Taylor's legacy, I would encourage you to donate to your local food bank wherever you are in Wales." The singer made a donation to Edinburgh Food Project. The organization runs 7 food banks in the city. They also refused to reveal the donated sum, but mentioned that Taylor Swift's contribution made a huge difference. In addition to making discreet donations to charities as she passes through different cities, Swift has also handed out bonuses worth $100,000 to her Eras Tour employees.
Taylor Swift has made donations to Cardiff Food Bank, to Liverpool Food Bank, and several areas of United Kingdoms. As usual, Taylor is very generous, and even in America, she would donate to food bank, to every food bank in the city that she is visiting, and she is doing the same thing in the United Kingdom. And the amount has not been released yet, but I'm sure we will find out someday. But as usual, that's how Taylor Swift rolls. She is very generous and continue to be generous and helping the area that she is doing the tour and making money, and also she stimulate the economy in the city or country, the area that she is doing the shows. And she always almost always donated to some charity organizations in every city she's visiting. And so that's her story. And as always, she's always been very generous and make the big difference to the cities that she is visiting and doing the tours. So well done, Taylor Swift. Continue to do well, and we are very proud of you. That's why we are a big fan of Taylor Swift, because of her generosity. And she is filthy rich, she is kind, she is gorgeous, and she is very, very generous. So just the best quality of a superstar. That's why most of us love her and continue to support her in every turn that she's making. Everybody follow her, and very she has been touched many people heart in every shows all around the world. So well done, Taylor Swift. We love you.